Abiy Ahmed's version of the Memorandum of Understanding between Ethiopia and Somaliland is indicative of more discord than accord. Clearly, it appears to be an exercise in stirring the waters of international diplomacy in the region, possibly serving as a diversion from Ethiopia's claim to a natural and historical right over the Red Sea. Regardless of the intention behind this move, it's crucial to recognize that the memorandum is merely a non-binding and non-legal framework. Somaliland's eagerness for international recognition is understandable, while Somalia's reliance on international law to reject the Memorandum of Understanding is also a reasonable response. The unexpected concern expressed by the United States is noteworthy, considering their in-depth understanding of such matters. In contrast, Abiy Ahmed's and his supporters' reactions seem to be nothing more than propaganda, generating noise to signal to other regional actors that the UAE wields influence in this situation.
Citizenship and national identities are two different things. They rarely overlap. State can crumble, government can fail, countries can be disintegrated. National identities stay intact. Don't be fooled by superficial differences within a nation. When you ignite a resurgence of Somali nationalism, you can't curb it to specific regions like proper Somalia, Somaliland, or even Ogaden. Those of us who lived a few more winters than others saw this movie before. It doesn't work like that. You are uniting all Somalis against their historical foe. But having this insurgence of nationalism to go against Oromo nationalism would be a tragic mistake. There is no daylight between what the Oromos want and what Somalis want. There is no daylight between the dreams and aspirations of Oromos and Somalis. Two blood-related sibling communities were equally victims of the colonial empires of the late 19th century, which its impact and long hands still reverberates to this day. Ordinary innocent Oromo civilians are under a heavy, mechanized and Air Force full attack as we speak. Oromos can't receive such historical level barbarism from Abiy's government and be accused to be part of the execution of the empire's dream. Here's what Abiy Ahmed accomplished. Pitting the two brotherly communities, Oromos and Somalis, against each other. Our Somali brothers and sisters need to know that the Oromo people are still victims and hostages of the Abiy government. We're not responsible for whatever the Abiy government does. If Abiy has any success, his success is partially attributed to his ability to incubate the shittiest and most ridiculous ideas and use them to distract both the general population and his ardent elite political opponents. He can easily move their eyes from the ball. I have seen a fool sending a Happy Columbus Day card to a Native American. I have also seen a fool saying Happy Karamara Day to an Ugandan Somali or Ethiopian Somali. A 6-year-old child could know this.
We live in an era known as a post-truth world, where the so-called alternative facts replace actual facts, and intuitions carry more weight than evidence. It is in this space that Ethiopia's PM, Abiy Ahmed, keeps publicly, repeatedly, and shamelessly telling verifiable lies with impunity. He tells big lies not so much to deny the truth, but to invite people into an alternative reality in which he can achieve his party's ideological supremacy by compelling them to believe such vacuous concepts as Medimur and prosperity. The recently signed Memorandum of Understanding with Somaliland stands out as a distinctive instance of international deception, unveiling a series of false claims unlike any other. While the Memorandum of Understanding's only valid aspect is Ethiopia acquiring access to a naval base, the propaganda's machine's emphasis on sovereign port and access to the sea is deemed showmanship, overshadowing the genuine strategic move. The potential recognition of Somaliland as an independent state is a significant deviation from Ethiopia's long-standing policy, posing legal and diplomatic risks. The gain of a naval base through a 50-year lease raises questions about the overall worth, especially considering potential diplomatic fallout and national security concerns. This memorandum is criticized as a public relations stunt, diverting attention from internal instability. Doubts linger about its alignment with international law, portraying a dangerous gambit by the Ethiopian government. Moreover, Abiy's use of Oromo Abagadas in this scenario is seen as manipulative, exploiting historic ties for political purposes.
Ethiopia's persistent quest for direct access to the sea, driven by economic and security considerations, is a widely shared aspiration among its citizens. Given Ethiopia's vast human and natural resource potential, such initiative could greatly enhance the collective security and development of the region. However, for this to be realized, there is a need for comprehensive negotiation and agreement among stakeholders. The manner in which communities of nations integrate and harmonize their boundary regimes and trade is based on building trust, demonstrating patience, and avoiding opportunism. This is particularly crucial for our region, which is marred by painful history and turbulent geopolitics. Any initiative, no matter how noble the intentions, should take this into account. The Somali people, from coast to coast, are our closest partners, economically and socially. There is no interest Ethiopia can sustainably advance at Somali's expense, and vice versa, because our security and economic opportunities are too interdependent.